Welcome to Crazy Kid Science, and I'm Xavier, the Crazy Kid. And today we're at Bowling World in Cookeville, Tennessee with Professional Bowler Kyle Troup, aka the Bob Ross of Bowling, aka Afrofish. He goes by a lot of names. And today we're going to be talking about friction and how it affects your bowling. Friction is the force that resists the sliding or rolling of one solid object over another. Frictional forces such as the traction needed to walk without slipping or curving movement of a bowling ball may be good, but can also cause problems like in our Hot Wheels experiment. But before we get into that, what is it like being a professional bowler?
Well, it's a dream come true. I'm blessed. I get to travel the world and I get to do what I love for a living. I get to meet people like you, do cool stuff like this. And it was my dream growing up as a kid. I wanted to be a professional bowler, and I'm getting to live it. I couldn't ask for anything better.
How does friction play a part in your bowling, and how do you think it would be if there wasn't any friction?
Well, if there wasn't any friction, our balls probably wouldn't hook very much. We would be throwing straight balls all the time. Friction, we deal with friction in bowling with the ball, with the revolutions on the ball, and the friction that it makes with the lane. The ball, as the rev rate goes on the lane, the friction between the ball and the lane, it'll take the oil up off of the lane, and that's what causes the lanes to transition, and we end up having to move and make different adjustments through the sport.
I've noticed when you throw the ball, it usually curves. How does friction help you do that?
So with the ball being able to curve, friction, how the friction helps the ball curve is, without the friction, the ball would never slow down, which would never curve. So whenever the ball hits the lane and starts seeing some of this friction, that's going to help the ball change direction. And after that, the curve, whenever the ball starts curving, there's really not too much more friction once it makes that move. You can see the ball go. Once it makes that first move, that's when that friction happens. And then, we want the pins to be flying around. So that might be because of the two-handed style a little bit.
Is there anything that they use on the lanes to change the friction or minimize it?
That's a good question. So there's oil that's put on the bowling lane. We can put different amounts of oil, a different length. So we could go anywhere from 32 feet of oil to 50 feet of oil. So, obviously at 32 feet, the ball's going to see friction a lot sooner than, on a 50-foot pattern. And the other thing, the amount of volume that they use in the oil. If you only use 20 milliliters of oil, your ball's going to see a lot of friction. Whereas if there's a ton of oil dumped on the lane, your ball's probably going to skid a little bit further before it sees that friction.
Okay. Do you think we could see some trick shots today with your friends?
I got a feeling there's going to be a few cool trick shots. We didn't hit any of them on point yesterday, but we got to warm up with it, and I think we're going to put on a show for everybody today.
Great. Let's take a look. Do you have any bowling tips for my Crazy Kid subscribers out there?
Oh, one of the biggest tips I could give to your Crazy Kid subscribers is, to always have fun. That was the main thing my father taught me growing up. If you're not having fun in the sport, you're doing something wrong. So, it can be a frustrating sport at times, but, just enjoy the company, enjoy the friends and family, whoever you get to bowl with. Go out and have fun, and strikes are for show, but spares make the dough. So you got to cover those spares, kids.
Thanks for joining me on Crazy Kid Science, Kyle. I hope that you like and subscribe to my channel.
Thank you for having me.